The blocking of unregistered Starlink terminals exposed a serious vulnerability and technological backwardness within the Russian army, according to military and political observer Oleksandr Kovalenko. He argues that the Ukrainian General Staff quickly recognized and exploited this situational advantage, launching a series of counterattacks that improved Ukrainian positions ahead of the anticipated spring-summer Russian offensive. The Euromaidan Press outlet reported that these developments significantly influenced the dynamics on several sectors of the front. For a prolonged period, coordination and communication among Russian occupation forces on the front line relied heavily on so-called gray Starlink terminals. These terminals, not officially registered for use in Russia, nonetheless functioned effectively near the Ukrainian border. Although Starlink service is programmatically blocked within Russian territory, terminals would automatically become operational once brought close enough to the Ukrainian frontier. This loophole enabled Russian forces to maintain high-quality satellite communications across units engaged in combat inside Ukraine. The availability of these terminals allowed Russian troops not only to coordinate more effectively, but also to enhance their ability to conduct strikes deep into Ukrainian rear areas. Real-time communication with minimal signal delay made it possible to control tactical strike drones such as Molnia-2, Shahed-136, BM-35 Italmas, as well as decoy systems like Herbera. The low latency and reliability of satellite communication made these drone operations far more resistant to Ukrainian electronic warfare measures, strengthening Russia's operational flexibility on the battlefield. Between 11th and 15th February, Ukrainian forces reportedly liberated approximately 201 square kilometers of territory, though official Ukrainian sources did not provide detailed public comment on these gains. Russian military correspondents, however, observed a noticeable surge in Ukrainian activity immediately after the disruption of the gray Starlink terminals, suggesting a direct link between the communications setback and Russian battlefield difficulties. Kovalenko states that intensified Ukrainian operations occurred not only near Huliapol and along the Haichur River, but also across the Stepno-Horivske and Dobropilske directions, as well as on the Lyman-Kupiansk axis. According to his assessment, the scale of Ukrainian maneuvers extended across a broader area than commonly depicted on publicly available maps. He emphasizes that by the end of 2025, nearly all frontline coordination among Russian occupation forces depended on these unofficial Starlink terminals, making their sudden shutdown highly disruptive. The communication collapse reportedly caused confusion and temporary disorganization within Russian units. Ukrainian forces capitalized on this disruption by pushing Russian troops out of Novo-Alexandrivka, Verbove, and Vishneve in the Dnipropetrovsk region, forcing them from Ternuvate and Kosivtseve to the left bank of the Haichur River and challenging their positions along the Stepno-Horivske axis. In that sector, Russian forces attempted to consolidate within the Stepno-Horivske landscape reserve, while Ukrainian troops regained control of areas such as Primorske and Lukyanivka. Although Russian forces attempted to compensate for the loss of Starlink connectivity by introducing alternative communication systems, these replacements proved significantly inferior. Older generation systems lack the speed, reliability, and integration capabilities necessary to fully substitute for Starlink's satellite network. As Kovalenko notes, Russia currently has no direct equivalent to Starlink, and this technological gap has tangible consequences on the battlefield. The shutdown of the terminals not only disrupted routine communications, but also reduced Russia's capacity to conduct systematic, coordinated strikes on Ukraine's rear infrastructure. Even after efforts to restore stability through alternative means, the loss of reliable satellite connectivity highlighted a structural weakness in Russia's military communications framework, one that Ukrainian forces were able to exploit during a critical phase of the conflict.